Okay, guys, you're welcome to yet another Friday live reading with E-Ananse Library. My name is Roxanne and I'll be your host. Tonight we have our guest in the name of Mr. Jacob Amano Osae. He's an author, a poet. Well, I'm going to read, he's a lot of things, so I'm going to just read something about him. Then you add up whatever I've left out. Okay. So Mr. Jacob Amano Osae was born in Ghana, attended the University of Ghana where he studied physics and learned creative writing. He's a poet, a screenwriter, a sci-fi and fantasy writer. He studied with the Writers Project of Ghana, Creative Writing Cafe, and has published two books, Oaks of Definition and a Walking Rainbow, available on Amazon. He is also the founder and member of Team Volvox, a creative writing group on the University of Ghana campus. His short story titled Iron Boy was published in the Larabanga Short Stories from the Savannah Anthology 2019 by the Ama Ata Edu Center for Creative Writing of the AUCC Accra. He also has numerous articles written and published on ugfile.com, a social media platform on the University of Ghana campus. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, help me welcome Mr. Jacob Amano Osae. Yay. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank
so,
you
if I left anything, you can add.
I think you said about 98%.
98. So would you like to add the 2%?
The 2%. So I'll say I'm just a normal human being trying
Right.
to do normal things.
Try to write. Try to tell stories. So today, talk of stories, we are going to discuss his book, The Raven. The Raven. Now, this book can be found, first of all, here in E-Ananse libraries. Are there any other platform where we can find this book?
You can get copies on booklook.
Booklook.com.
Dot
Booklook.com. And then also, he said it's 30 Ghana cedis. Just 30 Ghana cedis. It's quite voluptuous and very, very interesting. So before we go into today's reading, can you tell us just what this story entails? What is it about? Without giving away the whole story, of course.
Okay, the story is a young adult science fiction and fantasy novel that was launched early this year in a month.
Oh, just this year?
Yeah, on the 14th of March, before.
Oh, just before Corona. Wow. So a lot of people don't know this yet. We've been in lockdown.
So it's quite sad. And
yeah.
This is something I've been working on from 2018, so 18, 19, 20. So
2 years.
I was so excited that it was able to come out. I was looking at, whether there was sci-fi and fantasy in Ghana, which is not so. There's not so much works on science fiction, fantasy in Ghana. And as a writer, I'm also a science person. I studied physics.
Okay.
And know some field biology, chemistry, and mathematics, computer science.
Wow.
So I felt let's merge the creativity and the science.
Right.
So create something like this.
So
that's how the Raven came about.
Wow. So how long have you been writing? When did you decide that, okay, writing is my passion? Because you said you studied physics. So I'm like, what as a scientist or a physician or a physicist, what has it got to do with creative writing?
That's true. Nice question. So,
yes.
Back in Accra Academy.
Oh, so you are a blue guy.
So
okay.
We were part of the 4-year batch. So 2012 was my final year in Accra Academy. So we were in school one day, then there was this program by this poetry group, Alakasa. So Alakasa came to Accra Academy. We came to perform. We were supposed to be in class, but I left class. We were listening to Alakasa.
Wow. Hey, I don't think your teacher would like to hear this.
And they were so amazing, so incredible. Performing poetry. It's beautiful. It's amazing. So I have my colleagues, Charlie, you have to go to class. You're not going. You're staying. And after they did all their performances, Sir Black came to stage. Said,
right.
So this is how all these people started. They started writing and now they're performing. So if you go home, you need to start doing something. So that night when I went home, I started writing something. I think from there, been writing.
Yeah.
So it started with poetry, then it evolved into short stories.
Wow.
Then to the university, I learned screenwriting, writing for TV.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's a big man. So I mean, he mentioned poetry, and definitely I love poetry, and I would eventually would like you to give us a piece, but then we'll have to go into uh the
Okay.
we'll have to delve into the story of today. So let us know, where are we going to take our first reading, guys? If you just joined us, this is our Instagram live readings on E-Ananse Library. We do this every Friday 6 p.m. and we are joined tonight with writer, author, poet, script writer, Mr. Jacob Amanu Osae, and we are treating the book The Raven, African sci-fi, right?
Yeah. Science fiction.
Yeah. So where are we starting from?
So the first reading is from page 7.
Page 7.
That's actually the first chapter
All right.
of the story, The Raven. So this is actually the foundation of the story, the premise, I like to see. So I'm reading from page 7.
Okay.
1:51 p.m. Mount Akwajatu, Volta region, Ghana. 3 years ago. So this is actually more like something that happened 3 years ago.
Okay.
The seismograph reading was steep and shallow, signaling a recession of the seismic waves that had caused a shake in the earth crust. Geological engineer Anthony Sampa held a perpendicular metallic pole that was fastened to the seismograph for easy reading, as he recorded the seismic frequency of his location in a book. Tony was tall, dark, and a bit plump. At age 37, he held a master's degree in geological engineering. He stood on the highest mountain in the whole of Ghana, the mountain of Akwajatu. Behind him was a massive lake boulder that stretched itself, covering the whole of the mountain enclave. The atmosphere was serene and charged with a little solar radiation. He loved what he did, especially when it came to geological analysis and meteorological survey. Like any other day, he was not alone. He was working with his partner. He placed the seismograph down and observed the horizon. Not satisfied by what he saw, he moved forward, and that was when he saw her, his partner. Honey, I think we have to give early today. The waves are receding, a woman said. The woman was Tony's wife. She busily wielded an altimeter, eager to ascertain the current altitude of their location. Diana was dark-skinned, slender, with a pointed nose. At age 36, she worked as a meteorologist for a multimedia company. Together, the couple had a daughter. I did not quite expect that. The altitude is similar to that of yesterday's. How many hours do we have left? Diana inquired. I think we have about 3 hours to go, remember? Remember, today is our last day. Tony replied, monitoring the weather and the climate gets boring at times. And it's not because I'm a meteorologist. Diana chortled. And why is that? Tony inquired. He stood closer to Diana and placed her device aside. They stood facing each other from where they were standing. They had a panoramic view of the towns and cities below them. See all these towns and cities. You only realize they exist in this country when you are up here. Yes, that's the work of nature. In a higher sense, God is intelligent design. Diana quickly turned to face her husband after he had made that comment. Do engineers acknowledge God in everything they do? Oftentimes, yes, God is the supreme engineer. You do a lot. That's my cap to bear. You know, I regret not bringing Excel along on this trip. Don't worry about her. She'll be fine with Ruby. I know, but it bothers me that we always leave her in the hands of Ruby. She's our daughter, and we need to spend more time with her. I know, Diana. I wish we were all at home enjoying ourselves. But we need to work. Living in Accra these days requires more than prayers, Tony said. Diana shrugged a little upon hearing that. And what is this life all about? Just to work, 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 she said, and moved away to a small hut that had been erected on the side of the mountain. Tony watched in surprise as his wife glided away. Where are you going? Tony inquired. I want to record a video of our last day so I can show you to Excel. I am sure she'll be very excited. Ayana said and reached for a mini recorder in the pile of her belongings. Tony smiled and muted. You are breaking protocol. We are not supposed to record our expedition. Yes, I know, engineer. But last time I checked, video recording was one way of gathering data. Diana said and turned the mini recorder on and started recording. I forget sometimes that you are so smarter than me. That is an overstatement, Diana said as she started taking perfect glimpses of the land on which they stood. Tony was alerted by the beep of the remote in his hands, signaling the return of the seismic waves. He turned to leave. Where are you going? Diana inquired. I want to check on the seismograph. I will join you soon, Tony responded. When Tony reached the seismograph, he was surprised by the amplitude of waves the device had recorded. The current reading was unprecedented. Instinctively, he turned around to look for his wife. Then, suddenly, it all happened. And that's
the first reading.
The first chapter.
Okay, wow.
Something
happened. Then it all happened. Guys, if you just joined us, this is our Friday live reading sessions with E-Ananse Library. My name is Roxanne, and I'm with Mr. Jacob A. Osae discussing the Raven. So before we continue into the questions, let me acknowledge my people online. So Pesty is online. Hi, Pesty. Hi, I'm Boche. Hi, Kunedu, Einam. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm not able to mention Einam. Okay. Kwesi, yeah. So guys, you can keep your questions coming in as we move on. If you have any questions for Mr. Jacob, let me know. So in your story or in it's like a prologue,
Yeah.
or the introduction, it's like there are so many technical terms, I've never heard of the terms. What's that? Says seismograph. What is that? What is a seismograph? What is it used for?
So there's a branch of geography or geology that studies earthquakes. That's
right.
So the study of earthquakes is called seismology.
Wow.
So seismograph just measure the degree of earthquake.
Right.
Yeah.
And I find the beginning of your story very powerful because I see two partners, a man and a woman, kind of doing similar thing. I think the man is an engineer and the woman is the scientologist or something. Meteorologist. Okay, yeah, that I know. Right.
Yeah.
So and they have a daughter.
He's at home.
The daughter is at home. Now that is my question. As you grew up here in Ghana, right?
Yeah.
Typical Ghanaian home. Is it the ideal or is it the reality in the Ghanaian culture to have a man and a woman kind of doing the same kind of job? Because then he also complimented and said, you are smarter than me. In our culture, we hardly see that. So I want to know, what was the significant motivation to put this, especially in the beginning of your story, to see maybe a man and a woman both sort of in an equal space while they left their child at home, Traditionally, this will not really be ideal. So what was your motivation to write that part?
Yeah, so actually from the description, you get to see that the man has a master's degree, is quite educated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the woman also may have a master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel they are educated people, and hopefully, I think with the current trend in education, it gives everyone the opportunity to be who they are.
Wow.
Unlike in the ancient ways, traditionally, when a man and a woman get married, automatically the man is always right.
Right.
The woman can maybe advise the husband. But here in this space, I was just trying to explore the fact that we are both married, we are one.
Right.
Though the Bible says the man is the head, the woman needs to submit. In Genesis, actually, God created Adam and Eve together.
But some people also argue that God created man first, so maybe that's why he's the head.
Okay, I don't want to do theology, but according to Genesis, it says that God created man and woman.
Right.
He created male and he, both male and he created he them.
Right.
But it's the man that came in the scene first before the woman came. So actually the principle of marriage is actually the idea is that people actually get married because initially God created man and woman together. So as a man, if you come to the earth, it's imperative that you get married.
Oh, really?
So
Now that
actually,
is interesting, guys. Is it imperative?
yeah,
Is it?
because in
So,
the beginning, God created you.
So
and
okay, so then you are of the opinion that every man must marry.
yeah, if you want to.
But if you want to, so it means we also have a choice.
Yeah, you have a choice.
Anyway, for me, my concern was the significance for which you place that scenario. And for me, it was very powerful. When I read it, I was like, oh, wow, okay. I mean, I would have thought typically maybe they are new couples, and maybe they are sightseeing, having fun, but they're actually working. And then they have a child left somewhere with a nanny, even though they don't really like it and all that. So, what would you tell the typical traditional African man and their maybe mindset about maybe partnership? Because some of the traditional speaker African men think that maybe the woman. I've heard people say maybe the woman needs to quit her job so that the man will provide because he's the head. So, as a writer, what message are you hoping to tell such people?
Okay, so I just want to say, so my foundation for writing is based on the perfect law of liberty. Okay.
Right.
So that's what in the book of I'm just talking about a lot of the Bible because that's my foundation.
Right.
So the idea is, in the beginning, God gave man and woman, the beautiful garden to be fruitful and multiply and dominate on the earth. So the idea of, if you say man etymologically means both male and female. But in time, the significance of man has deteriorated. So when we say man, we feel it's only the male. But actually, when you say man, it means both male and female.
Okay.
So in this current dispensation, where there's so much dedication, I'm not going to marry a woman who is not working.
Wow, that's interesting.
You have to
but
wait.
Then, okay, continue. I'm listening. I really like this.
You have to wait because at least I'll try and do what I have to do in time to give you everything, provide for you and everything. But sometimes in the future, anything can happen. And in that moment, what you have been saving through your work will be needful.
So you
though you'll be the in time, it's always the man who has to do everything according to the traditional standards of marriage.
But has it helped mankind?
Marriage is actually a partnership.
Yes. So that is your message to us. Marriage is a partnership. And not just marriage, but maybe any relationship, even if it's platonic, I think it should be on mutual grounds where it's not always one-sided. Right. Okay, so guys, if you just joined us, this is our Instagram live reading with E-Ananse Library. And we are joined with Mr. Jacob Osae discussing the Raven. We've already covered the first reading. Very powerful opening. Hey, we are all equal humans and it's a partnership. So let's move on to the second reading and let's see how the story goes. We are not going to give away everything, but yes.
The second reading. Okay. So in the second reading, so I just do it.
Okay, hold on. I think I have some comments. Sorry. Yes, the other phone. Okay, so we had Nanaya coming in, Sky Girl, Lawrence Jogbe, Hooks and Star Jewelry, Kwesi, Nedu. Hey, Maji Maj, thanks for joining us. Nanaya said, when did Jacob discover he could write? Do you have support from your family on this regard? And I will just add this one from Maji Maj. Good points. Okay. I don't know which one. I hope it was my point or Mr. Jacob's point. No. Anyways, yes. So there's a question for you. She said, when did you discover you could write? And has your family supported you on this journey?
Discover you could write.
Since Akraga or before that?
Okay, so in the final years in Accra Academy, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought I could write because I was doing writing because we had a colleague in class. I write and we showed to me and said, wow, this is good because He was the school prefect. So
Okay.
anything he says is good.
It's good because usually the smart ones become the school prefect. So he discovered he could write since 2012. All right. Okay. Let's continue.
From Accra Academy.
From Accra. Hey, he's really particular about the Accra, like Bleu. So if you're an Accra person,
all my Bleu boys, I hope you're doing great.
All the Bleu boys in the house, I hope you're doing great. Okay, let's continue. Second reading. Which page? The second reading.
Page 28.
28.
28.
Okay.
And this is quite something interesting. So the story of the raven is a story between two worlds.
Right.
So first, we've seen the first world, which is Tony and his wife.
That's right.
So just to add, okay, so after the thing that happened is that the earth opens up and the wife disappears.
Yes. That's somewhere. I read that part,
Yeah. So the wife ends up in a different world. And I'm going to take a reading in that world.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's go.
So page 28.
Right.
The Artisan forest was a large, dense citadel of a forest, composed mainly of shrubs, canopy plants, large trees, perennial and biennial plants. The forest was the haven of both wild and domestic animals. It spread about 37 acres of land, forming the terrestrial borders of the kingdom of Mahara. In the past, the forest was believed to have been the dwelling place of their ancestors and the old clan men that had founded the kingdom of Mahara. The installment of kings in Mahara took place in the Artisan forest until something happened. One day, while a king was being installed, a hyena invaded the initial grounds and pounced on the Mahara, tearing him apart. Everyone at the grounds was terrified as they screamed and wailed. Then the male priest quickly casted a paralyzing spell on the hyena, which compelled it to stop and disappear into the depths of the Artisan forest. The male shrine priest explained that the hyena had been possessed by an evil spirit, which was the servant of an evil goddess called Esther. Esther was angry with mankind, the Maharans. In a quest for blood, she sent her servant, the evil spirit, to possess the hyena and attack the human being, so some blood could be spilled. After the incident, the new king, Aman Udo, had been emotionally stricken and had consulted the priest to find ways to prevent such a thing from ever happening again in the kingdom of Mahara. The priest, from his consultation with the great god of the sky, Omari, had proposed that the only way to avert future attacks was to do three things. First was to purge the whole forest by a ritual that the priest had performed. The second was to make it a rule in the whole of Mahara that no one should enter the Artisan forest without the requisite permission from the shrine priestess. The final, which was a secret, was referred to as the Katatizora, where every 12 years a circular wind will be released to the outside world to capture an outsider. The outsider will be harboured in a pedangle, a form of wooden metallic prison, until they were due for sacrifice. These were the terms of Omari, and the kingdom of Mahara had obeyed accordingly. But today, the three girls had flouted the rule of Omari again. Who knew what would befall them? And who knew what would befall them? As agreed, Zura, Raya, and Nia had plied the hunting field of Pankubi, and they had meandered their way into the Artisan forest undetected. Just like Raya had proposed, it had worked perfectly. The three teen girls were now in the Artisan forest, and they did not know which way to go. All they knew was that they had to get the leaf Aiko had described. Raya moved in the forest like a survivor. She was known in the whole of Mahara as the huntress, who had learned her hunting skill from her father, Pa'inkube, the great hunter of the kingdom of Mahara. The forest was like a skin. She knew a lot about it, but there was a lot more she did not know yet. She moved flanked by Nia to the right and Zura to the left. Raya then adjusted her bow and quiver full of arrows at the back. So where are we going now? Zura interrupted the silence. We are going to find this leaf, Nia said, and took out a sample of the leaf from a sack and showed it to them. This one is faded, meaning it has lost its power. Aiko said the leaf, after it's plucked from the tree remains potent after 21 days.